let's get to, in fact, some of the overall numbers on what Indians have to say about what's been happening in Canadian soil. The pro-Khalistani activities, the current tensions are an impact on pro-Khalistani activities in Canada. 25% believe that the influence will actually only increase. 22% say activities will therefore be limited. No significant change is what 21% believe. 17% say too early to assess the impact. This number is huge shift. 25% actually believe that the influence will only increase, that this is not going to act as any sort of deterrent.
You know, Akshita, I kind of, I feel an understanding with that 25% figure. You know, that
So
might seem alarming to a lot of people. That might seem alarming to a lot of people, but 25% saying influence will increase, you know, are probably people who believe that all this attention giving to, you know, something that has been a non-issue for the longest time now has become an international headline. The subject matter of a diplomatic spat between two countries means that pro-Khalistani jokers sitting in Canada who've had nothing to do but attend silly rallies and referendums for so many years now suddenly find themselves in the spotlight of global headlines. So they're going to feel emboldened. They're going to feel a sense of importance. They're going to feel a sense of being validated by this acrimony between India and Canada. And I kind of agree with that. Influence will increase. But that doesn't mean that the acrimony is not going to serve a purpose, because remember that India needs to make sure that influence may be one thing, but actual agency is going to be another. Limiting their activities, making sure India uses the right forums to be able to arrest and bring these people to book, completely continue to expose Canada under Justin Trudeau as a state sponsor of terror, has to be the way things actually have to be done. But these numbers on your screen, Akshita, really show that people are pretty divided as to what the future of Khalistani influence in Canada is going to be.
So let me just flip that around. Ambassador Sajjanar, you know, Indians saying that yes, activities will increase because Shiv, as he rightly pointed out, said that, you know, everyone's talking now about the Khalistani movement. It's got that much more publicity. But will it serve as a deterrent, at least to the Canadian government, giving open support to them?
Yeah, you know, what we have seen, Akshita, is that in the recent past that, you know, of course, the Liberals have been pandering to the Khalistani separatists. But we've also seen that as far as the Conservatives, you know, because let's look at it. If it is such a big vote bank, then no party would like to sort of, you know, completely dissociate itself from this vote bank, from these seats. Meaning, after all, you know, Jagmeet Singh Dhaliwal, he controls 25 seats in the parliament, you know, which is a big number. So whatever might be the case that they are, you know, whatever might be, you know, as far as India's position is concerned, and I think we are very justified in demanding that action be taken by Canada. You know, we've asked for 26 extraditions. No action has been done except maybe, you know, a couple of them that we heard from the High Commissioner. But the fact is that they have had a free run. And still they have been able to get that. I think what we really need to do is get out there, not only have a conversation with the government, have a conversation with the people to tell them about what the damaging aspects of these Khalistani separatists is. Because it is not only India, it is also Canada which is going to suffer. Because what it is leading to is to gang war. You know, and I have been in some of the countries, without naming them, where Gurudwaras, I'm sorry to say, are dens of, you know, illegal immigration, of drug running, of gun running, of, you know, all sorts of activities that are going on. And I think it is to for the benefit of the local government itself, if they were able to, you know, because it's going to hurt them, it's going to harm them, it's going to harm their people. You know, if they are going to sort of normalize hate in the manner in which they have been able to so far, then it is going to be very detrimental to stability and peace and security in their own country. So I think we really need to go out through NGOs, through other sort of, you know, civic bodies, to reach out to the Canadian people and tell them what they are lending themselves in for.
I
And
think you see a lot of it
that will be
also,
true both
Ambassador
for the
Sajjanar, on
Conservatives.
social media, conversations of what you're talking about. But the political backing really seems to be the root cause of what also we're seeing right now. Shiv, Ambassador Sajjanar, just stay with us. We've got our next set of data also that we'd like to put out. So let's bring that up on our screens right now. How should governments proceed now to resolve the current situation? What do Indians think is the solution now going forward? Let's get you those numbers. 53% believe that direct diplomatic talks is the only way forward. 17% say focus on domestic issues. 13% say third-party mediators are needed. 11% maintain a hardline stance. So the least popular option among all of these is maintain a hardline stance. 53% believe the need of the hour is dialogue, that there must be talks to resolve this situation. What I find interesting in this, Shiv, is the fact that 13% believe that third-party mediators are actually needed. But looking at this current data, and if we were to discuss what really is the road ahead, what would you really agree with? Diplomatic talks, or do you think a third-party mediator was needed?
You know, Akshita, the 53% choosing direct diplomatic talks is not surprising. And I think that's a pretty clear verdict as to what Indians actually believe. Because the acrimony, the kind of sudden escalation between the two countries has, I think, surprised and kind of alarmed a lot of Indians. Because the reality we have to face, and Ambassador Sajjanar brought this out as well, is that India and Canada have very old, very, very strong people-to-people relations. There's a huge amount of travel exchange that continues between the two countries, a lot of immigration, huge expat population, lots of remittances come from Canada, lots of mutual investment between the two countries. So if you disregard Trudeau and his juvenile campaign against India to save his skin in Canada just for the next election, India and Canada have always had really, really strong ties, and therefore 53% of persons polled in this survey saying they see direct diplomatic talks as being the only real solution is the sensible thing that people think of. Those wondering about third-party mediators are probably those who are genuinely alarmed at the depths to which relations have sunk and are wondering whether Modi and Trudeau can actually take both countries out of this, given where things are actually at right now. 11% of those are saying maintain a hardline stance. Interestingly, I don't think this actually contradicts the 53%. The direct diplomatic talks can continue, Akshita, even while India maintains a very, very hardline stance as far as Canada is concerned. And I imagine that the 53 and the 11% are actually one and the same. It's not like India is going to go into diplomatic talks with Canada, being very conciliatory. India is going to be furious, it's going to be angry, it's going to be in a mood to roll up its sleeves and continue to prove to the world that Canada is a state sponsor of terror, and then let's talk. That's what the stance is going to be. So these numbers, I think, are very understandable.